So I love. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming
Oh,
back. And
hey, I had a great time last time. So,
oh my God, so did
yeah.
I. It was like it really was. I was watching myself. Um, and I was noticing myself. I was just like taking you in so much because I just was like into your story. And after watching it all, I thought, wait a minute. I want to hear about once you got booked. Now I want to hear about on stage. So
Ah,
you were
okay.
on stage. You were on the Broadway stage in Miss Saigon for what, 10 years?
Yeah. There were four of us remaining who stayed on because we're not stupid. No.
Okay.
No, it was more for me of at least I'm still having fun with it, because if I would have been jaded, that would be even worse,
Right.
you know, having stayed there for 10 years. But I think that's a purple heart for acting for me. So I was very happy to be there, and I'm very proud to have that title of
Right?
being one of the four remaining original cast members to stay through the whole run. You know, sorry. And
No. I love
we
it.
were keeping each other sane. That's that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also it helped keep the show fresh for us,
Right.
because we're seeing people do their interpretation of what Kim and Chris and the engineer are
Right.
supposed to be. So yeah.
What was one of your favorite things about being in a Broadway show and being in a Broadway show? This could be a two-part question. For that long.
For that long, oh, the best thing is you can do things outside. So that means, remember that um line from Tootsie in the very beginning where Dustin Hoffman is teaching people
I picture
an
that
acting
moment.
class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound is
Where
muffled
he
right
goes,
now to me, but
you have to keep working, always keep working. You just
right.
can't stand around. So as far as that, I was blessed with going out to auditions and also taking some more classes.
Yeah.
I was able to write some songs as well. I never thought of me as a songwriter when I was in SF State. So that what, and plus also I was able to meet a lot of people that
Yeah.
way. I met my husband, who's not an actor.
No,
Not that
now
that's bad. It's just
when you were how did like how and where did you meet?
okay.
If I may, I shouldn't get into that. I
All right,
usually
no,
don't
no,
ask
no,
about.
no. Okay, no, I'm going to tell you how what it was. What we usually do is Sylvia Dohe, who was one of the original cast members,
Yeah.
Chris and I, since we were recording, Chris Davis, fabulous dancer,
Yeah.
we would always go to karaoke bars and film ourselves singing so we can hone in on our mic techniques. Seriously. And so I see a guy there. It wasn't a gay karaoke club. So he kept staring. I was not wearing my glasses. I wasn't sure if he was staring at me or at Sylvia Dohe. Um, so we just kept staring. Once when I left, he looked at me and he goes, "Already? What?" And so I kind of freaked out with Sylvia and I said, "Sylvia, I think he liked me. I think he was going for me, but I'm really not sure." And she goes, "I'll tell you what we'll do is," she handed me her business card and she wrote my phone number on the back. So she says, if he was looking for me, I would just turn her card over and say, "Here's my number." So we were right in the middle of writing my phone number. He came out. So we were caught. And that's how I first met him. That
Oh,
was my
I love
first thing. So yeah, that was fun. That
I
was fun.
I love the love stories. Mm, it's like a right. Oh, I know. Happy Pride.
But yeah, Thank you for asking about that.
Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah. I mean, so,
What else?
oh, you were going to
Yes.
say something.
No, I was just gonna see where you wanted me to go.
Well,
Did you want to go
what
through
I was
the
thinking,
rehearsals
so, well,
or
yeah,
just
like,
off the cuff?
so you got cast in Miss Saigon, and then you started the rehearsals right away, or how did it go? Or
It was on January 11th, so I had to get my ass up there,
yeah,
and I was there the day before again. Um, I had no place to stay, but I didn't know that I had a cousin living in 103rd, in this beautiful, beautiful apartment, which yeah, it was a beautiful apartment. Had I known, because I didn't know how, the average New York apartment looks like.
yeah.
So I thought that, oh, that's the norm. That's awesome. No, because it was a rent stabilized apartment. So anyway, um, slept, went went there the next day, really, really nervous. Um, not oh, I'm sorry, not the rehearsal. The first day is the meet and greet type of thing.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, and so uh, yeah, I was really see now I'm getting nervous just thinking about it,
See,
and
and this is
I
why you're
had a little.
so good at taking us into this. That's why, like, I could listen to you for hours.
Yeah, okay. So it was on 826 Broadway. That's kind of like I did not know that was a well-known rehearsal space, which is no longer there.
Oh,
So I'm kind of bummed out, but I'm glad I got there. Um, so I walked around the block like 2 times
right.
just to see, okay, let me just get there right on time so I
Right.
don't have to deal with anything and just go hello, hello, hello. So I go up there sweating and I walk in. Oh my God. I did not, I've never seen so many Filipinos in one room
Ah,
in the longest time. So I went in there and one of the assistant stage managers came up to me and he goes, "Hi, can I help you?" Meaning like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. Can I help you? And I went, yeah, I'm here for the meeting. And she goes, and you are? And I go, well, I'm Ray Santos. And he goes, you're Ray Santos? And what it was I forgot. Remember before, what my promise was for myself was I lost. I lost a good. I think I lost 45 pounds from the audition and my headshot. So he kept looking at the headshot and like, okay, okay, I guess that's yeah, welcome. And I still did not know what part I was playing
right.
because oh, I forgot to tell you this. They sent me my contract, my writer in San Francisco,
Yeah.
but it said there that Ray Santos, I was a swing. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm a swing. So that was one of the reasons why I was freaking out because I was yes, I did understudy in Beach Blanket Babylon, but this is like Broadway, and I've never done it before. So I just said I'll just keep quiet and just do just do what I need to do.
Right.
So anyway, we were there. We were all like, hi. We were all excited, and what the great thing about it was, we were pretty much all Broadway virgins, and so we were like, we cannot believe that we're on the stage. We can't believe we booked this, on Broadway. And I kind of fangirled out meeting, Hit and Battle. Uh, who else was in there? Liz Calloway wasn't there because she was having her baby. Uh, and met Leia Salonga, of course, total fangirl out of that one. And then Jonathan Pryce. Jonathan Pryce was really, really nervous there
Really?
because he didn't know how we would all react because of all the hubbub of him, you know, playing an
Right.
Asian role with prosthetics,
Yeah.
you know. And so he just said, I'm really, really nervous on about this, but thank you so much for being so open with me. So which kind of shows me that a lot of even the established stars still have their little I don't know, things that they don't really trust about themselves. And so
Well, that I think
they
makes
were vulnerable. That
I
was
think
nice to
that
see.
vulnerability makes a good artist because you have that
Mhm.
inside, which makes it human.
Right. Yes. And so what I didn't know what we were supposed to do there.
Mm.
So, you know, during a production meeting, so we were sitting there, and the David Caddick, who rallied for me to be in the show, was there. I met Claude Michel, Alain Boublil again. They were there. David Napier, Bob Avian, and we were just we we couldn't it did not sink in. It was more like, are we really here? And we sat down, we introduced each other, and saying our names in front of everyone
Yeah.
of the stars was really exciting. And yeah,
Now,
once they
did you
started,
find out that day what part you were doing? No.
I'll be honest with you, I did not. I was gonna say, I was so scared. I did not ask for about a month. For yeah, a month and a half. I didn't say anything. So I was just watching everyone and taking notes. And yeah, it wasn't until I finally went to Jane Bodle, who was the only other white woman in the show, uh, because she's going to be the Ellen understudy, and I just said, I have a question about who do I'm really not sure, or but I got my writer and my contract, and it said that I'm going to be a swing, but yet I think they kind of mentioned I was going to be in the ensemble. And she goes, Reva, just ask the stage manager. They're not going to bite. So that's the one other thing too. It's like, do not hold yourself and hold back, and don't be afraid to just open your mouth and ask, you
Right.
know. And so I asked one of the stage managers, and I said, listen, I was just wondering, do you know what part I'm playing? And it was just so funny that when I asked him that question, she was like, what? And I'm like, you're here for like the longest time. What do you ask? What? And I had to explain to her, you know, it's, oh, well, no. It was just on my contract. It said that I started like going like this. Well, it said swing, but no one told me anything about it. And I saw you giving more work to all the other swings, but I wasn't getting any of what they were getting.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, Ray, you're an ensemble. And I went, oh, okay. So you just need to focus in on that role. So yeah, that was like a relief for me. I mean, a month of not wanting to make waves.
Yeah.
That was, and just like keep your head down and do the work, do your work,
Right.
and you know, ask along the way.
Now,
So
as it went on, you
yeah,
started playing different roles, correct?
we no, well, yeah, to say that, uh, and it wasn't. They said they had another audition
Mm.
for Jonathan's role for the engineer, and I didn't get it. I mean, I wasn't looking at it, and the Tui role was like, "Are you kidding? It's too high. I'm not even going to do that." So on a whim, I just said, "Oh, I'll audition as well." And so I did. I did. If You Want to Die in Bed, and I did it. I did all of the staging that Nicholas Heitner did. uh yeah, it, and a couple of days later they had my, I looked at the list and it says uh engineer understudy Ray Santos. And so yeah, it was scary, it was funny. Oh, but here's the thing, they were looking at another person there, um to be the cover for the engineer, and they were the one who invited him to sing it. Can you sing it? So
No, no. For those who don't know, what's the difference between a cover and an understudy?
it's the same thing.
Oh,
So I always say cover and understudy. Yeah, so sorry about that.
no, 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 no. I'm just
Oh yeah, and then an alternate is someone who will play the role once a week. That's what they had to do with Leia, because Leia said that she can't do all 8 performances, so she needs at least 2 off. I didn't say 1 a week, it's 2 a week.
right.
Yeah, so that was the alternate for it. uh During the, yeah, and I'll tell you about that too. During the um matinees, so we all, the pressure we put ourselves, because I know how people react when they're expecting to see someone on stage, especially Lea Salonga or Jonathan Price in battle, and they find out in the little playbill, at this performance, the role of Kim will be played by,
Right.
um, it was tough to do that at first. Um, and the one thing that helped, because I was following what Jonathan Price did.
Right.
It wasn't until I got more time with the directors that they said, you need to personalize it. You have to own the engineer. And I said, I'm not, in reality, the character is supposed to be like in their 50s. And I was only 26 then. And I look young, I read really young on camera and on stage. And I said, I really can't do something like that, as far as, I can't be that looking like a kid doing the engineer.
Mm.
So couple, so I mean, they were nice about it. So I had to find an alternate of it, as to why I could play the engineer, because what was my backstory.
Right.
And that's how I did my backstory, uh, rather than the engineer making it because he's so sly and he's with age. For me, it's the engineer was a sexual character, and he was good at it. And that's how his perspective was, of he's going to use anything to get himself uh, ahead in life. And then the whole backstory again of, the whole story with the engineer as a young man, and watching his mom, uh, being kind of like auctioned off to men. And that
Wow.
was her
And you
way
created
for,
this whole backstory yourself. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
of course.
And then at one point, my mom told me I have to do what I need to do. So she kind of pawned me off
Yeah.
to both men, and, well, it was mostly men, because you really don't see that many women there. Um, and that created a barrier for my character, where he felt so used about everyone, that he was getting so down on himself, until he kind of realizes, wait a minute, maybe I can use sex as a weapon, and use what was exposed to me, and take advantage of it, while while I'm still alive, while I still have my looks, or something along those lines.
Mm.
And yeah, after that, it was easier for me to play that role.
Yeah. Did you get to, I mean, did you get to play it a lot?
I got to play it. We had three alternates. So yes. So we always take turns of, okay, Paul does it this time. Okay, Ray does it this time. Ming does it this time. And the one thing about that though was I've noticed that a lot of the covers, no, I'm gonna lie. I'm lying because I did not know. I don't know what happened to all the other uh tours, as far as some of them, we've been there, and every time one engineer leaves,
Yeah.
we were assuming, oh, you're gonna pick us to do the Broadway. uh and that wasn't the case. So what they usually do is, if they have people on the tour who plays the engineer, they put him on first as a cover
Right.
in the ensemble and then put him on the show. So that was one thing that was kind of like, oh, okay. And if you're not careful with, you have to keep your ego in check, because
Yeah.
it's all about the business. It has nothing, I mean, I shouldn't say it that way, but that's how that works. If you if you see show business as a business, then you will be fine, and then you make the most of what you have. Uh, that's set on you. I mean, I'm on a Broadway show. I had to keep saying that, and I have all the freedom to do what I need to do. Now I can either bitch about it and get jaded,
Mhm.
or just do something about. If you want character growth, find new things about the engineer, and when you do it, just show them if it's possible that I may get that role, or not. you know um
Now,
yeah.
being in the ensemble, how did you create your character there? Or how did you go about that?
Oh, so this is during the rehearsal process then.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that? Yeah.
Or the rehearsal, or through, because you switched off, you were in the ensemble sometimes, and then sometimes you played the lead. And so
um I, I'm not sure what
did you,
what you're
like, for
asking
being the
me.
ensemble, did you have a certain mindset? Did you have a character in that ensemble?
Yes, which is kind of like more submissive, because that's how it's. And then at one point, since we all play different characters, when I was one of the soldiers, it was more of being just um kind of like Trump-ish now.
Yeah.
But it was, and not to say, I'm not going to say go there, but it was more of, we had to be obsessed with Ho Chi Minh and
Right.
all of that. um
Well, that must be fun too, to be able to be on the stage
yeah,
and
yeah.
be able to play all these different characters throughout these years.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. And as far as when we started off with the rehearsals, Nick Heitner would just call people out and just say, hey, you and you go on stage, and you do this scene.
Hmm.
And if it works, great, you're in it. If it doesn't, you get cut. So it was more in the rehearsal process that we got what they told what parts we can do, but how we evolve with that, or how we play that character, it's on us.
Right.
um
Wow. That's
yeah.
great.
And it was great playing different characters, and that was where you get to play. I mean, seriously, during the Heat is On in Saigon, which is the bar, and so we're just there, uh I guess I was one of the hustlers. Not
Right.
really the hustlers, but yeah, I figured, hey, you know what? There's not one gay character on here. I said, let me see if I can do that. And so you get to do that, and then they say it works, keep it or not.
Right.
They picked the latter. So
Because you went
I
for
said,
it.
listen, guys, I mean, come on. Yeah, that was exciting. And then, having to do acting and dancing and singing.
Well, you were
It
made
was,
for that. I mean, you have those acting chops, the singing chops. I mean, whenever I saw you, you shined, and so you brought that to the
oh,
stage.
thank you.
I mean,
Oh,
they were
thank you.
so blessed to have you. And then you got to perform on the Tony Awards, correct?
Oh, yeah, that was a trip. Okay. Can I tell you the whole process of how to do
I
it?
love
Okay.
it. I love it.
Okay. So what they do is the first thing they do is they film us. They film the little vignettes that I showed you or that I
Yeah.
sent you. Did I send
Yeah.
it to you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was like a whole day of, I didn't know anything about setting up the lights and all of the things that you do on television because I've never been on television. So, it's mostly a lot of waiting while they adjust the lighting or, you have to hit your mark
Yeah.
and things like that. But yeah, they prior to that, we had to learn a cut down version of the songs, because they can't do the whole complete verses. So that was one thing. And once they did that, they filmed us. We like the 3 days before the actual performance. What they do is we have to stay at a theater, and then there's a van that picks us up and takes us to the wherever they're doing the Tony Awards. And I think that was at the Marriott when we did it. So we would just be there on stage, and they said, no rehearse, no costumes, but you have to bring your shoes. So the performance we were going to do there was American Dream, so we had to wear our American Dream outfit, our shoes.
Right.
And again, we had to wait there because we had to get our time slot. And so we had all the different shows and some different stars there. So we met, the chorus members of, what is that? Will Rogers Follies. And, some of my cast members were friends with other cast members from other shows, but that's where I saw a sense of community again, where even though we're not, it's almost like 6 degrees of separation. We know someone from another show because we did the show before with them, or, oh, I met him through my friend when we were at a cast party, or things like that, or we did something for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS.
Right.
So yeah, that sense of community and also that sense of competition, was also there.
Which
We
adds
wanted
to the
win.
fire
Yeah, which
inside.
adds to the fire. So yeah, once we did our things, they had us go on stage. They told us the spots, and just we ran the number a couple of times.
The last of tonight's nominated musicals is Miss Saigon. A smash hit in London that quietly tiptoed into New York this spring. With an advance ticket sale almost equal to the British national debt. And only slightly more front-page coverage than General Schwarzkopf. I say that again, Schwarzkopf. It helps to clear the throat. Set in Saigon during the last harrowing days of the Vietnam War, Miss Saigon is an extraordinarily powerful piece of modern musical theatre. Here, with Tony nominees Lea Salonga, Jonathan Pryce, Willie Falk, and Hinton Battle, Miss Saigon.
As a sweet in Bel Air, the American dream. Girls can buy tits by the pair, the American dream. Bald people think they'll grow hair, oh, the American dream. Call girls in line in Times Square, the American dream. Bums there have money to spare, the American dream. Cars that have bars take you there, the American dream. And on stage each night, Santos stare, the American dream. Schlitz down the drain, pop the champagne. It's time we all entertain my American dream. Yours for 10% down. The American dream. Ha, ha, ha.